Hi everyone, I'm Wesley. I'm from a company called Music Ally. Music Ally is pretty much known for being a periodical in the music industry that writes about digital marketing and digital strategy. So every 2 weeks we'll publish case studies on 5 different marketing campaigns, and at the end of the year we'll publish 40 or 50 more, depending on how we feel or how lazy we are, additional case studies that we really liked from across the year. So it's totally free to read if you work as a manager or at an independent label or as a publisher, or if you're an artist. So if you're a distributor or for a tech company, then I'm sorry, you're out of luck, you have to pay. But pretty much everyone else can read a very expensive piece of news every day for free. If you want more information on how, just come up and ask me at the end of today's session. Now, what we're doing today is a music video has just gone live like 1 minute ago on YouTube. I believe, no? Are we pushing it live or is it scheduled live? Scheduled to go.
No, it's still unlisted.
Okay.
We have to edit.
Yeah, okay.
No, it's not.
Sorry, display preferences, mirror.
Okay.
Here we go.
You have
Okay,
to go to that.
so we are about to put this music video live on YouTube. Here we go. And switch it from unlisted to public. And then for the next hour, we are going to optimize everything that we can think of on this video. The whole marketing span, everything from PR and publicity over to things like promotion on Facebook and Instagram. And then see how we can even make sure that we're reaching out to people like influencers and submitting for playlist consideration on different parts of the internet. So we're going to start off with КУКЛА, and she's going to tell you a little bit about this video. And then we're going to watch the video. Oh, you have a mic.
Okay. Hi everybody, I'm КУКЛА and this is Shibedag. It's a single from my newly released debut album, and this is the first music video from the album. I've directed it myself with the help of my friends. They're here. I can see Peter Perunovic, who's the DOP. There's a costume designer somewhere, Damir Rakovic Ponorelli, Tegonza, the driver, and probably somebody else as well. It was co-produced by me, Peter's company Glisser and Atalanta. I'm sorry for spamming, but I really have to say this because this video was done with practically no budget and just with a lot of passion and a lot of hard work and a lot of input from different people. So from my most loyal crew.
Sorry, now I'm just making sure the audio works. Audio.
It's very dreamy and soft looking.
And what does the title mean?
The title Shibedag is a sunroof, and actually the song is about in the Balkans we say that somebody puts horns on your head when they cheat on you. So it's a sign of infidelity of a partner, because you cannot see the horns, but you have them. So it's about that. It's about how it is to have horns put on your head by somebody, and Shibedag is like a symbol for escaping the shame and the pain, and going into some fantasy sky.
Cool. All right, here we go. Here is the video.
Thank you.
All right, so let's work a record.
Did you put it public? Still.
1 second, I'm not sure I refreshed the page. Is it public? It is now public.
It's public, yeah.
Okay, so of course, when we're releasing a record, there's a ton of work that goes on before we actually press go or press upload. Things like securing press partnerships has been happening for the last couple weeks. So across the day's session, we're also going to check in and see when those things go live. But it's really important to note, when you have something like a press partnership available, as long as you can give them a YouTube video link, a YouTube video embed, that's the main option that you want to go with as much as possible. You want to prefer that over something like Spotify, over something like a SoundCloud link every single time. First, because YouTube is available in the most locations. And second, because when you give somebody a YouTube embed code, that means if you go into your Google Ads, you can retarget anybody who has watched that video on any of those blogs within the last 540 days. That's a very, very long time. If you think of something like a Facebook pixel, which is how you would retarget somebody who interacted with your stuff on the website from Facebook, you have about a 30 to a 90-day window. But here you have a year and a half of retargeting information available to you from people who are visiting websites all over the internet. So remember, with your press partnership, push for a YouTube embed as much as possible if you can. Now, the other things we want to think about first and foremost are going to be all of the different channels that we own. So of course we have control of things like social media, we have control of things like playlists on Spotify or on YouTube, and understanding how we can share things and direct marketing in the best way is going to be a big part of this equation. But we also want to make sure that as many people as possible can actually go ahead and find our video if they're looking for it. So one of the first things that we're going to recommend whenever you're looking at a video campaign is to start off and checking out the tags. Now, we can see a couple of the tags that are on this video so far. We've got KUKLA's name. We've got a couple different spellings of it. We can see we've got the Cyrillic characters and the English characters. English, Latin. Arabic, Latin, whatever the ones. I'm American, forgive me. And then we can see things like Slavic Gangsta Geisha Pop in there as well. Now we can break down tags, or we can expand tags in a few different ways. We can see over on the right hand side here, I have this tool which gives me a little bit more information about the different tags that we're using. It's called vidIQ, it's totally free, and if you want to get really hardcore with it, you can pay $10 a month and update all of your videos in that period of time that you pay, and stop paying for it again. But basically this tool will help recommend a bunch of kinds of keywords or flag up any keywords with your video that might risk you for demonetization. Nobody wants to get demonetized, so it's a good thing. But basically, as long as you're not putting too many curse words in, you're probably going to be okay. Now, additional tags that we would usually recommend that you include are going to be some extra words that are part of the song. Something like, if there's a hook that's really, really hooky, if you think of what people are going to type into YouTube when they're trying to find your song, if they don't know the name of your song, what are those words going to be? So, what are a couple words going to be that we should add in? And I'm going to let you type them.
Luna.
Ooh.
Luna. Yeah.
Okay.
I usually tag like random stuff like love.
Okay.
But don't do that.
Love is a little too generic.
A bit. Yeah, maybe really Luna, cause that's the moon.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe music video or not? I don't know. Not.
Music video works. I think if you want to put things like specific phrases from the song or from the lyrics, those are going to be the main things to focus on first. Then second, different ways that people could type in the title. So the line that has the title's word in it itself is something that you can break down in a few different ways. Now, you can go crazy with keywords. There's not really a limit on how many you can put in here. If you think about having 10 or 15 or 30 keywords in there, that's a whole lot of different chances that you have to capture people's search. So let's type in one line from the chorus, just a full line of lyrics.
Okay.
I'd sing it if I could.
I did.
Oh, great. Okay, cool. That sounds fine to me. We're not going to spend a ton of time on any of the individual things that we look at because we're trying to hit all of the bases. So we'll go ahead and hit save.
What about, you know, those people who like on Instagram they put like 100 tags and one of them is like independent female artist?
See, if you're trying for that,
No,
then
I'm not.
there are a couple things that you can do. If you're releasing a video as a live video, then tags for live videos work a little bit differently. So if you hop on YouTube and you look for the videos that are, you know, the trending live videos right now, there's this one video that's been going for like a year and a half. It's pretty much peaceful piano music, but because it's a live video, it counts as always being uploaded. So it always is going to appear at the top of a lot of tags. So if you have this one video that's been going for a year and a half, then and all of the music that's playing in that video is mellow piano background relaxation music, then tags like mellow piano background relaxation music are all going to work really highly. I'll show you one example.
Oh, can I do one more?
Oh, yeah, go for it. And then
This is my new genre.
Hypnopop, new
Yeah.
genre.
Okay.
Groovy. Sweet. And then let's throw in a music video. Let's throw in Slovenian music video. Cool. Great. That is going to be all the edits we're going to do on the main part of the video itself right now. Some other things to mention with the video that will help it pop up in search more often is within the description itself to also include all of your lyrics. This is generally helpful, but it's only going to be in one language most of the time. The next step, if you want to be able to appear in search all over the world in a lot more ways, is to include subtitles on your videos. If you think of adding English language, Spanish language, and Portuguese language subtitles, this is something that Vice did a while ago, and it doubled or tripled the number of views that they got from each of those different languages. So imagine you add Spanish language subtitles to your video, you're going to double or triple the Spanish language viewers that actually watch your video. That's a little bit of a crazy stat. But starting off with your native language is, of course, the easiest thing you can do. There's just a simple file format that you have to make, which is called an SRT file, and that's how you go ahead and create subtitles for your videos. Now, other things in the description itself, I've pulled up another tool called Linkfire, which is going to allow us to capture some extra data across people who click on links anywhere across KUKLA's ecosystem. So what we can look at here are I've made links for her album, which is called Katrina, her website, her booking information, Twitter, Bandcamp, Instagram, listening to overall her artist profiles, and then her video itself. So putting these links across the internet is one special way that we can make sure on different devices that people click on these links, we can make sure they get sent to the right place. If you have only one certain music application on your phone, we can make sure that option is the one that you end up going to, instead of giving you an Apple Music link if you use Spotify, or giving you a YouTube link if you use something else. So one thing that we're going to go ahead and do first is just drop in the link for her album into the description of her YouTube video. When I go to actually retrieve this link, you can see there are a few different options here. All of these different options put a little bit of extra text at the end of the link itself. What this means is we can tell exactly which of our links people have been clicking on. So, because a Linkfire link is a tool that allows us to install retargeting information from things like Facebook and things like Google on it, if somebody clicks on this link from her YouTube description, then we can go into her Facebook ad account and we can create an audience of people that have clicked this link from YouTube specifically. Additionally, we can go around and we can see the people that have clicked from Twitter, and we can create an audience of those people in order to be able to market these different people from one platform to another. This is already something that's very simple to do between Facebook and Instagram, but it's a little bit more difficult to do just with the standard tools of something like what's built into Google or built into Facebook ads. So I'm just going to go ahead and paste this link here and say, listen to Katarina, and then arrow, no brackets. Here we go. And then I'm also going to put a link to her Instagram account, just for the sake of time. And then afterwards we'll put in all of the other links, but not on your time. КУКЛА, Instagram. Most of the time, when we are deciding what links to actually put in the YouTube video description, we want to think about where our money is going to be coming from. So if we're on tour right now, or if we're really trying to make sure that we're actually selling records or selling merch, then we might want to make sure that one of those links is at the top. But right now, just for the sake of time, we're going to go with, listen to the album on whatever platform you want, and follow КУКЛА on Instagram. And then I cannot type this in on my keyboard, so there we go. Ta-da! So, we've done a couple quick edits here. I think you get the point. Do you have any questions about some extra things to optimize on a YouTube video itself before we move on over to Facebook? Okay, perfect. I love new questions. Now, other things that we can look at when we're over on Facebook. Everyone knows the main parts of a Facebook page at this point. There's the profile, there's the cover photo. Changing your cover photo is something that appears very frequently in your newsfeed to other people. So if you're a page and you have a new message, updating your cover photo is something that's really good to do. So about 48 minutes ago, we updated this cover photo with a link to the Shibata video, saying when the video itself is coming out. It's really important to make sure you put a link in the description of your cover photo when you're updating it. A ton of the time we'll see a band that goes ahead and actually updates their cover photo, says pre-order our album now, ticket pre-sale begins in 15 minutes, things like that, and they actually won't have a link. So you have to go around and Google looking for it, this whole crazy messy process. Nobody wants to do that. So make sure everywhere that people could be looking, there's going to be a link. Then the next thing to think about is, of course, the actual post that we make. So we want to make a Facebook post, which shows off a little bit of this video. However, we also want to make sure that there's a link going to YouTube. There are a couple things that Facebook has changed about how you can put links on posts. It used to be, if you made a post, you could also pin the top comment. About 2 weeks ago, that feature disappeared. And I think it's because a whole lot of artists were doing things like they would upload a video, and then the first comment they made that they would pin would be a link to the YouTube video. Facebook figured out, obviously we don't like people linking from Facebook to YouTube. If they're getting around this by pinning the top comment, that's, something that's not helping us very much. So that's not something we can actually pin anymore, but it's still the general process that we're going to recommend you go through. Now, we don't have a video we're going to use, so we're actually going to make a quick GIF from Giphy and then create it into a post on Facebook. Now, this is one of my favorite things in the world. Giphy is this magical, wonderful place where it's pretty much the front page of the internet. You can tell all of the different things that have been trending in people's actual conversations when you're on Giphy. So I'm just going to copy this YouTube video link, paste it into Giphy. Question.
If you make a GIF on Giphy, does it also appear, in the Facebook GIFs in the chat? Or?
Yes. So Giphy populates into Facebook, into Twitter, into almost all GIF locations are from Giphy, even the ones in Tinder. And then if you have a verified Giphy channel, then your GIFs will appear in search. So in a previous life, I used to work for a festival, and one thing that we would do is make hundreds of GIFs from our artists that were playing the festival's music videos. And then we'd also put a tag in for the festival name. So, sneaky little thing to make sure that our search rank would increase alongside those artists' search ranks increasing. Because a lot of the times artists haven't gone through and made GIFs out of, any of their videos. So, I'm going to create a GIF now. Creating a GIF is mega easy. All you have to do is paste the YouTube link. This is under some Creative Commons license kind of thing. I don't really know exactly what it is, but okay. I don't know why this isn't. Go ahead and give me a sec.
Why is my internet?
So a reason that GIFs are good things to use is because they're a little bit more visually appealing than just a photo, and they're not quite as long as a video. So if you think of a GIF, inside Giphy, go ahead. You can just go ahead and pick the start time of any video that's on YouTube or Vimeo or wherever, or you can upload a video, and then you can select how long you want the GIF itself to be. After this happens, you can apply some additional effects. So if you want to make some really, really quick graphics, cool. It's basically like making a boomerang, but from a desktop and for not Instagram. Now there are some other things to note too while we're just talking about GIFs and going through and actually making this one. If you like using Instagram and Instagram stories a lot, then it's worth downloading the other apps that go alongside Instagram stories. They're called Boomerang, and they're also called Layout. Now Boomerang will let you do things like, if you download the Boomerang app, it has extra menus inside it. And like all sorts of different crazy things that you can do if you want to customize or make different kinds of boomerangs, compared to what you can do just inside Instagram stories.
Just a second.
Okay, we're just watching the GIF now. Who's used Giphy before? Woo! Good mix.
Okay.
Other things to note are there's a new platform called Toonmoji. Toonmoji pulls GIFs from Giphy and then allows you to place music on top of them. Now, all of the GIFs are provided by Giphy, and the music is licensed by the three majors thus far. So it's like this mega small new company that everyone accidentally licensed because they didn't realize what was happening. But it's a really, really cool opportunity because it works very well inside things like chats, and it's going to be a additional plugin for all sorts of different kinds of messaging apps. So I don't think, do you want any extra text on here?
No.
Great. Then I'll just show a quick example of some of the extra effects you could add,
Have to type it in there.
if it shows it.
No, you have to. You have to enter a caption.
Oh, right. Watch this video. See, things like this looks a little bit memey, not very pretty most of the time, but it is what it is. Okay, we're not using those anyway. So, and then the tags are going to be КУКЛА, and then
Oh yeah, but you cannot.
yeah,
you
I
don't
can't.
have to show.
I'm gonna see how I can paste this. So about 10 minutes ago, one of our press outlets should have gone live. So Two.
Have already gone
Two of
live,
them.
yeah.
Two of them have already gone live.
Yeah.
Awesome. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we have a bunch of different options here. We can decide if we want to download it, or we can just go copy a link, and so on and so forth. We are going to use an actual file because we want to upload this. Okay. Okay. Now, over to Facebook to finally make our post. So, sorry, this is a lot of pressure. This is the first time I've ever done something like this live before, and it's pretty cool. Alright. And then, so we've got our little GIF here. What caption would you like us to use on this video? Post.
She read that out now.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I usually post an emoji as well.
Okay. what emoji would you like to use? This is very important.
This is not an emoji.
Oh no,
This
those
is a
are
feeling.
feelings.
Yeah.
Where?
Oh, I think you don't have it.
Okay.
Here.
I don't have it in the video.
Yeah,
No,
you have
right.
to go. Just a second.
Well, at the very least, we'll edit the post and make sure it works.
Oh, yeah. Wait, where did
Look
I
at you,
use?
she's teaching me how to do things. Death stare. Here we go.
No, God. Oh, I want this one. Okay, these nails are just too long. Like I can't do anything.
Alright, there we go. Good?
Yes.
Good, perfect.
Maybe just shibida with the or
Shibit, what?
maybe what about cap? Is capital letters too aggressive?
No.
Okay.
And then a link. Shibit video. We're posting that on Facebook. Great. Cool. Happy with it?
Yeah.
Alright. Here we go.
Add a title.
Title.
Music.
Yeah. Works for me. Publish now. We don't really care about the release because it's 12 seconds long. Alright, cool. I think this is.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright. So. This will happen in a couple seconds. In the meantime, let's go and check out what press we've gotten. So, which press is live so far?
Which press is like? Yeah, I sent myself the message. He just taught me like you can send yourself a message on Facebook. That's amazing. I've been spamming my friend Nick for the last 3 years. Whenever I want to send something to me. Okay, so yeah, this is.
Here we go. Sweet. Fantastic. Alright, so we've got a piece of press, we've got the video embedded. The main things that we want to do anytime press happens is find out if they're linking to the right places. If you have enough lead time, sometimes they'll let you just, also give them a link fire link. If you want to say, Instagram link, YouTube channel link, YouTube video link, Facebook link, all of those other things. We didn't have that lead time today, but at least we can make sure Instagram link is good, the photo's the right photo, going ahead and checking through that everything is the way we want it to be. And then we want to go ahead and find out if this person has mentioned us on social media yet. So hopping over into our Twitter notifications, poking over down to mentions, and then seeing, alright, has Gigwise said anything? They have not, so we're going to say something to them instead. So one thing we're going to do is we're just going to say thanks to Gigwise for the write-up of our piece about our new music video, and then we're just going to go ahead and copy that. So, ordinarily I would also put every single link that we're posting into another link fire so we can capture all of the retargeting, but for the sake of time we're not going to do that right now either. Which photo would you like to use with this, or would you like to use the GIF?
Let's use.
I presented too many options again.
Yeah.
Crowd
What
vote. Do you
would
guys want
you
a photo
say?
or a GIF? GIF it is.
Okay.
Okay, great. The first thing we can do, we can check here to see if it's actually come up yet. It almost definitely won't have because we didn't make it from a verified channel because I'm just logged in as myself. But if it does, that's really nice. Photos or videos, КУКЛА GIF. Sweet. And then we're going to say thanks at Gigwise for the on my new music video. Watch video here. Guessing you want emojis
This is
again
so
too.
not me.
I'm sorry, write your thing.
No, it's
Write your
not
thing.
a problem. It's just like so
This is what I would do.
professional. Because usually I just put like a word and an emoji, a few emojis,
I mean,
That's it.
another thing I would
This
do,
is efficient.
if you think of like Gigwise with the hands in the air emoji, like,
Yeah.
let's do that.
Yeah, I
Alright.
use that a lot.
Okay, there we go. Gigwise. And then
Okay.
okay. So, forget it. We'll just go ahead and put the link to the post.
Okay.
Do you want to say anything about like the new music video being out now, or is it pretty apparent given we have the link?
Maybe let's write it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Shibada music video
I know.
out now.
Shibada.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yep. Shibada music video out now. Exclamation points? No exclamation points.
No.
No. Ah, MENT. All right. That makes sense too. MENT. Should we tag everyone in the audience as well? Okay.
You should put a point before gig-wise.
Oh, absolutely. You're correct. Goodness. That's what happens when we stop doing sentences and start doing...
Why?
Because, oh, sorry. Okay, so if you open up with the @ symbol, then it only sends it directly to that person. But people can go ahead and see it on the tweets and replies.
So if we put an emoji before it, it's not gonna send it to.
No, if we put the emoji before it, that would work too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna put that on.
Okay.
Just a hard
Maybe you should let them know they misspelled the title.
Did they?
Yeah,
Where?
in the original article.
Okay. Thank you. I did not see that.
Sorry. I think that the whole doc before the thing, they fixed that.
Oh, it's gone now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can just, without...
Got it. Because I know
Leave the heart.
the tweets and replies still does work at a point in that way, but I also know like different punctuation do different things. So like you can do CC. There's a bunch of weird Twitter shortcuts that you can do before the @ symbol, but all right, let's go for it. Reading it first, spell check first.
All good.
All good. Cool. Now, where did they misspell the thing?
Down. No. Under
Yeah,
YouTube.
shave it.
Under YouTube.
Where?
Under the
First
word
line.
YouTube.
Shove it up. Shove it up.
Do you see it? I don't see
Under
it.
the
Yeah.
YouTube sign. Just
Shove it up.
Oh.
Sebado.
All right. This is when we send them a screenshot and say spell check. I'm kidding. That's mean. Don't do that to your press partners. But can you?
I will
ask
send
someone?
a
Thank you.
friendly
Okay.
email. So
There we go. And then the next piece of press.
It's a good band, Sebado.
Exactly.
I don't know them. Okay. I'm not gonna try to spell check this one. Maybe somebody else can for me. But title looks correct. Title looks pretty correct. Name MENT Festival. Woo! Katrina. All right, all good. And now we're gonna do the same for these guys. Though I've got to tell you, I'm not sure where their Twitter handle is.
it's what? Wait.
Yeah.
What? The tweet? This one? Or what? Are you searching for?
No, I'm looking for how we can mention them
Oh.
because I can't.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll go ahead and just make a friendly tweet regardless. How's that sound? And then
Maybe at Medusa because it's called Medusa.
there
You
you
think it's?
Or on Facebook. I don't know if they use Twitter.
Mhm.
go. Okay. Well, let's take one peek. How do I spell?
Medusa. It's
Medusa.
M-E. Well, there's a lot, right?
Ah, it's that one.
No.
No?
Mhm.
Okay. Nope.
Yeah.
All right, we're not gonna worry. For time's sake, let's not worry about the second piece right now.
Yeah.
And then let's go ahead and check up on our video, make sure that that's actually gone and uploaded the way that we want it to. Come on. And then let us go ahead and make this our new pinned post.
Okay.
Here we go. So pinning the post at the top of the page obviously means if anyone comes to your page, it's the first thing at the top that they see. And there we go. Let's go ahead and test our link. Perfect, at least where we want to go. Good, 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 good. Now that we've made a Facebook post, this is where we can also start to understand, all right, if we wanted to promote a post from Facebook, how would we do that in the most effective way? Things not to do: do not hit this button. Don't press the button. It will spend between 3 and 5 times as much money as if you do things the right way. Doing things the right way is going to business.facebook.com.
I'm sorry, but the last tweet had a broken link.
Oh, okay. We're going to fix our tweet. Tweet. Oh, you're kidding. Okay.
I sent the link to myself on Facebook.
Okay.
I want to, maybe delete this one.
Yeah. Oh, the joys of social media management. When this is the most exciting thing that happens in your day, then you're me. Here we go.
So this one.
Here we go. Cool. Oh.
Let's test it first, no? If it's okay. Okay.
Cool. Sweet.
Giphy?
Giphy. GIF.
It was sent, okay.
Okay.
Now let's test
Let's
it.
test again.
Maybe we can pin this as well.
Yeah. And the pin tweet. And test the link. And the link works. Sigh of relief.
Amen.
All right, back to Facebook Business Manager. So you go to business.facebook.com. If you haven't set this up before, it is a really, really long process and can be very messy depending on if somebody has already set it up for one of your pages. But going inside here, you should be able to see the pages you manage, the advertising accounts that you have that you use to spend money, and then the Instagram accounts that you have connected to your ad accounts and connected to your pages. Then hit the drop-down menu at the top and slide over to page posts. Go ahead and click that. Now, if you want to make a post that you've made to your wall, to your timeline, whatever you want to call it, go ahead and click on Publish Posts. And then, in order to promote this, what we want to do is hit the checkbox, hit Actions, and then hit Create Ad. This is pretty much the most cost-effective way that we can create an advertisement. I'm going to show you a super, super simple way to set it up. When you set up things like ads or Facebook campaigns, it's a really good idea to create pretty much one campaign per objective, and then create multiple sets of ads inside each of those objectives. And the reason for this is, when your campaign or when your ad sets have started delivering, they will become more efficient over time. So if you ever further down the line want to promote another post by making it an ad, instead of creating a new campaign and doing this whole process again and again, if you already have a campaign and if you already have an ad set, Facebook will know those two things are good, they're legitimate, they're fine, and it will start delivering your ad more cheaply and faster. So I'm just going to call this traffic. Always make sure you select budget. Let's say €2. Budget optimization, always select that. And then we're going to call the ad set, we're going to call it Instagram engagement. And I will show you why in a second. And I misspelled it. Did you see that? Yeah. That's fine. But basically, inside your actual ad setup, the main things that you want to do is anytime you set up a campaign, make sure you select the bid strategy option for lowest cost with bid cap. Always do that. It's super important. Delivery options, you can pick standard or accelerated. It just depends. Do you want to spend your money faster, or do you want it to be distributed over an even amount of time? We're not going to worry about that too much. And then for an actual ad set, this is where we start to select what audience we're going to be using. So we're going to create a custom audience, which is going to be based on the engagement, I'm going super fast, sorry, of our Instagram business profile. So we're going to find everyone who's engaged with any of our posts in the last, let's say the last 365 days.
Okay.
And then we're going to call this КУКЛА IG post engagement 365 days. Boom. That's created. That's one thing. So what this means right now is if we were to run this ad, we would be targeting everyone who's engaged her post in the last 365 days. But we're going to do something else as well. We're actually going to exclude people, and we're going to find the people who have engaged her posts in the last 14 days. Now what this means is, if somebody has engaged her Instagram in the last 2 weeks, then they're not going to see our ads. Then, if they go ahead and they click on our ad, it means they're not going to see any of our ads for 2 weeks. So this is kind of a nice way to make sure that you're attracting people with your ad who have engaged your page previously, but after they click on your ad, they don't have to keep seeing it, because nobody really likes to see ads that they keep, So КУКЛА IG post engagement 14 days. So that's another one we're going to create. And then we're going to go ahead and here choose to exclude this audience. And boom, what we've just done is we've made essentially a way that we can target the people that have engaged her Instagram account in the last 365 days, excluding the people that have engaged it in the last 2 weeks. Now, there are a couple other things we could do if we wanted to get this more specific. Adding things like people who are interested in something like Spotify, or Apple Music, or streaming media would be one thing we would do if we really wanted to get people to make sure they're clicking through to a streaming service after watching this video. But it doesn't make a lot of sense for us to put YouTube as an interest, because YouTube has more users than Facebook. So it's not really a reason to put it in there. So if we did want to narrow our audience down to people who are interested in Apple Music and Spotify, that's what we would go ahead and do. Now, as far as placements go, there are some things that you do and don't want to show your ads on. Because this is a Facebook post, we don't want to show it anywhere that isn't Facebook itself. Then, when we look at the Facebook options, most of these aren't really inside Facebook either. So, who in here has used Facebook Marketplace recently? Apparently it is very popular in like Southeast Asia and in suburban America. So, who knew? But we don't want to advertise in there, certainly. We don't want it in Facebook stories. There's this great meme that goes around, which is like, oh man, I got so drunk last night. How drunk did you get? So drunk I posted a Facebook story. Like, oh, that's very funny. But Facebook stories do have a ton of users, but they don't have enough users for us to justify using it as a place we need to pay money to reach people yet. So we want to just limit our placements on Facebook down to the feed level, okay? So this means in the Facebook main feed is the only place this stuff is going to get shown. Now, additionally, we could choose to go ahead and deselect Slovenia, and then we don't have to worry about a location so much because we're targeting people based on something they've already done in the past. If I've liked one of the posts from КУКЛА's page on Instagram, and I'm not from Slovenia, or I'm not currently in Slovenia, it doesn't mean that I'm not going to like her music. So we are really happy to go ahead and exclude geographic targeting if you're using targeting based on some kind of online engagement. Make sense? Cool. Now let's go ahead and scroll all the way down. There is the option to only serve ads when connected to Wi-Fi. Depending on the territory that people are in or the speed of data, you can choose to select that or not. We're going to close this. Now, we certainly do not want to spend €5 per link click. That's insane. Instead, we want to make sure that we get charged by link click every single time instead of getting charged by impression. It's really important to note when you click this option, it resets the bid cap that you have made. So I'm going to put it on impression. I'm going to set this to 5 or 4. And then I'm going to put it on link click, and you see it resets itself. This is like a sketchy way that Facebook tries to make more money off of our poor little musicians. So we're going to say a maximum amount of money we're going to spend would be 20 euros per link click. Sorry, 20 euro cents per link click. You know what I mean. Sound good? And then further over, the ad itself, we can just check, all right, is this the way we want it? It is, cool. We could also go ahead and add things like a call to action button. All we would put here is another Linkfire link, and we're going to use the Shibata video link for Facebook promoted. Paste that on in here, and we're going to say, there's no watch now option, unfortunately, but we're going to say listen now, because it's the closest thing. And there we go. And that is how we would make a very, very efficient Facebook promotion to people that we know have engaged with us in the past. Now, if we wanted to grow our audience, and instead of reaching people who have already engaged with us before, all this is doing right now is spending money to reach people that have already engaged us but haven't engaged us recently. That's how Facebook makes money. If we want to engage people who have never engaged us before, then what we would do is we would create a lookalike audience of people who have engaged her Instagram posts or engaged her Facebook page. Now, is it okay if I hit publish and we spend 2 euros in a day?
It's linked to my boyfriend.
Then let's say not yet. We'll keep it in draft.
Is it a lot?
How much does your boyfriend like you?
A lot, right? Is he here? Oh, he has left. He's left the building. Okay, click.
Yeah. This video is going to be great. Continue. Oh, that's weird.
Oh, it's not.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, guess who? Talk with a boyfriend. We'll leave this as a draft for now, and then we'll set it up afterwards.
Yeah.
But okay, so any questions on how to take a post, promote it to people that are going to be very relevant so far? Questions? Yes, question.
I just got a bit of confused because there you click that it's 20 cents per click. That what you pay?
Maximum.
Okay, but not more than 2 euros per day.
Yes, that's correct. So the maximum amount that the campaign will spend is 2 euros per day. The maximum amount that the ad set will spend is 20 euro cents per day. Now, we could have 50 ad sets inside this campaign, for instance. So ads go inside ad sets go inside campaigns, and you set a budget for all of them. So it moves across the board. And Facebook changes the way that structure works all the time. You didn't used to have to set budgets for all of those things. So yeah, next question.
So this is very specific, but I work with Facebook all the time. So I have a friend who works for Facebook, right? So he has credits. So
Yes.
what I'm asking you, which I haven't been able to figure out for a long time, is how to set up everything for him. And so he can just kind of plug it into his own account, right? And just, press charge or whatever.
You should just add him as a finance editor to your business manager.
I've done that, but for some
Okay.
reason the Facebook thing doesn't allow it. They won't let him use those credits on any
if-
other stuff except his.
If you want to give me 10% of credit, no. I
Maybe
think
it's a conversation we can have after this.
yeah, I
podcast.
think probably if you add everything that you own to his business manager, like I'm assuming his personal account and his personal business manager is what has the credits. So therefore, if you made him an admin of all of those items inside his business manager, he'd be able to apply the credits to them.
Alright.
But that's that doesn't let you use his credits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
That's the way it works for Google at least.
Yeah.
So
Thanks.
next question. No more questions. Extra questions.
What is better, to engage people who have never engaged with you, or to...
Depends what you want to do. If you want to grow your audience, then people who have never engaged you. But a lot of the times, one thing that we'll try to look at setting up for an artist is say, all right, we're going to spend €1 a day just to get our engagement up on every single post we make on Instagram. And if you take that information to a promoter and you say, look, our Instagram engagement is awesome everywhere, and it's from all of these people who actually follow us and are real people, then sometimes that can be really useful in renegotiating a higher rate for gigs or things like that. I think most of the time, social media metrics are vanity metrics and they don't mean anything. I mean, I bought 8,000 Instagram followers for my Instagram account just to see what the cheapest way to buy followers was. After this New York Times article came out last year. And, you know, it might make your account look bigger, but it might make your post look bigger. But at the end of the day, what is one like on an Instagram post actually worth to you? Probably not any money, unless you have like millions of them, or hundreds of thousands. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Other ones? I'll stick around for half an hour after the session as well.
How does geographical targeting work? Is it based on their preference of location, or is it based on their actual location?
It depends on what you choose. So you can choose where they live, where they visited recently, or where they are right now. So if I, was in London 2 days ago, I could run ads to people who visited London recently, and still be hit by those ads. Additionally, geographic targeting breaks down spend by population. So if you have Slovenia, Germany, and the UK all in one ad set, then it is going to spend a proportionate amount of money advertising in each of those countries based on how many people are in each of those countries. So if you want to spend proportionally more money in one market, you have to make an ad set for that specific territory. Other questions? Okay. One at the back.
So how is it about the Facebook native video versus a YouTube link?
YouTube video is not native video is the one that you make a post with, and then make your comment on that post a YouTube link.
Okay.
Yeah, so one really good example page. Monster Cat is a really awesome independent label group out of Canada. And basically they have some of the best practices you could possibly imagine across every channel they have. So we look at the tabs on their actual Facebook page, and they have a YouTube tab, for instance. This is a free thing to set up, and it just connects their whole YouTube video series right into their Facebook thing. It's pretty nice. That doesn't affect your reach whatsoever. If we look down at posts, then we can see they have this really consistent formula they make where if you want to think of the best way to make a Facebook post, as in it's the most likely to get shared by other pages, which have more reach than normal people, and it's the most likely to actually have far reach, you want to make a native video, tag people in the actual description, make a link that is not to YouTube, and then down here in the comments, unless they just stop doing this because Facebook doesn't let you pin comments anymore. Usually they would always make a video post, tag people, link up here, and then a YouTube link would be the top pinned comment. But it seems that given Facebook has stopped letting you pin, here's an example, it's just happening to show up at the top. But same formula, natively uploaded video, link, tag, and then the top comment is a link to YouTube. Next question.
It's not a question, it's just I believe that if you put a comment of whatever it is, YouTube or anything, as the page itself, then it goes on top by default.
It does a lot of the times, but it used to more.
Yeah?
Yeah. So at this point, the main thing you have to do as a page is go into your page settings. I will show you on her page. If you want to make sure this is working, go into your page settings, go ahead and scroll down to comment ranking, and then making sure that you have the relevant comments ticked is the right option. Otherwise, it's going to do it in chronological order. Reverse chronological order. Cool. We have 5 minutes, and
What about should I post it on Instagram now?
post it on Instagram. Do it. Do the thing. And then,
Done.
great. Yeah,
One more question.
go ahead. I'll do things while you ask it.
Since you use Linkfire, what about using YouTube link, putting it into Linkfire, and then putting it on Facebook? Does that affect the algorithm?
Whoa,
Or
say that
worse?
one more time.
You use Linkfire?
YouTube link into Linkfire onto Facebook.
Yes.
No, Facebook is smart enough. It's the same reason, like, if you put a link to a website that has a store on it, then Facebook can figure out, oh, there's a store on this website. They should be paying money to be able to have people go to that because they're making money off of people going to that. Facebook can see, like, many degrees across the internet. It's Facebook, guys. Other questions? And then now, really, really quickly, I'm just going to show you the same process that we would go through if we wanted to actually make, no, Facebook's the right placement. Make an Instagram post into a promoted post that still appears normally in the Instagram profile. That's the word I'm looking for. So it used to work. The only way you could promote an Instagram post and still have the likes that you got on that post appear on the profile, or if you did it through the mobile app. Now you can do this through Facebook as well, but you just have to make sure you're limiting your placement to the Instagram feed. So she's just made the post on Instagram. We're going to go ahead and I've made a duplicate of exactly the same thing that we had, running for Facebook, and I've switched over all of the settings. All of the settings are the same except the feed in Instagram is the only place where this ad is going to show. So just let me check, 20 cents. So we're going to say the Instagram account we're going to use is hers, of course. We're going to change the post that we want to the post that she literally just made. Boom, boom, boom. And then if we want, we can also paste the link. Ooh, come on. The page is wobbling on me and it shouldn't be. But, alright, boom. Just like that, we made an Instagram promoted post that will run through Facebook bidding. We can run it to a Facebook audience. If you set up your audiences or your ads inside Instagram itself, the app, or if you set them up by hitting the promote button on a post or on a page, then your options are going to be severely limited. You're not going to be able to choose the same bidding options. You're not going to be able to choose the same audiences. You're not going to be able to make the same audiences. So making sure you're doing all of this stuff inside Business Manager is super important. So we're just going to call this IG post the video out now. Cool. And close that to drafts as well. Publish drafts. It'll try. Great. So, essentially, what we've gone through today, really quickly, is setting up how to optimize your YouTube channel a little bit extra. Your videos themselves, your descriptions themselves, your tags themselves. Going through how you can really quickly create an additional asset, such as a GIF. Making sure you're thanking other people on Twitter. One thing that we didn't get to very much would be when people start commenting on videos on Twitter or tweeting at you. One of the best ways you can get a lot more virality out of Twitter is when somebody large tweets at you. Let's find out if there's a really large example that we've got right now.
Really large,
I don't know. We're getting some traffic at least, yay. But basically, when you see somebody replying to a tweet, if you retweet that reply and then make additional comments on top of it, then it starts to notify a whole lot more people. And that starts to increase a whole lot more conversation across those tweets. This is a little bit obscure to talk about without an example right in front of me. But think about if you have a tweet that's getting a lot of replies on it, think about retweeting the replies and talking to the people who are actually replying to it. That is one of the best ways that you can get a whole group of people to keep replying and keep retweeting, and it keeps adding and adding and adding to your tweets more, and it's free. The other things we've talked through: Instagram ads, Facebook ads, how to create a couple audiences. If you do want to create more intense audiences inside Business Manager, if you go over to the audiences section, this is where you can see all of the audiences that you've created in the past. We've just made these 2 from today. But yeah, you have tons of options at your disposal. Tools like Linkfire are out there to the industry. They don't have a... Most of the time, if you want to join Linkfire, you have to subscribe at like a label level. But in April, on April 1st, they launched a new product that has a free version, has a $10 a month version, and has like a $20 a month version. So anybody can go ahead and sign up. Now, all the questions. And I think, thank you so much for letting us
Thank you.
push your social media.
Thank you.